For one thing, it's your lifeline. That's what I would really say convention is. You need that connection with others. I have, over the years, I've watched so many people start to homeschool and they didn't get involved with their local support group, or they didn't go to convention, and they last 2 or 3 years and then they quit because they just get discouraged. You need to be with other people. I learned about lots of curriculums at convention, and it actually lets you not just read a description. You can pick the book up, you can flip through it and see how it will work. Plus, there's all these little extras that you probably wouldn't find in an online search, and the connecting with other people. You can go to workshops, you can learn more, and you increase your depth of being able to work with your children. Sometimes it helps you to problem solve with a child that maybe you're just not connecting. But even just, again, those curriculum things, when you have the vendor there, you can ask them the questions, and you can pretty likely find somebody else at convention that's used that curriculum where you can get some answers to questions from as well. So, it's a place to get those questions answered from people that really know the answer. And if they don't, they know where to go to get the answer. And it's a time to build that connection and community. And it's good for your kids. I wish I would have started bringing my kids at a younger age. So those are just some of the things with convention. But I don't think I would have lasted if I didn't have that. And
conventions are really important. I know they're expensive. But ours is not expensive compared to some. I know that they take time out of your schedule, and if it's during calving season or something like that, I recognize the sacrifice that's involved in this. Yet I can't emphasize enough the value of homeschool conventions, because not only do you get to go to sessions and learn things you have an interest in, but you get to hear keynote speakers. Some, are like really famous. And so they're good speakers. They're good speakers. And perhaps the most important part, at least it was for me, is visiting with people.
It renewed your spirit. When you get bombarded by other stuff and negativity, the negative side of things, and people being so negative, well, what about this or what about that? And, my school, you're saying my school ain't good enough for you, that type of thing. Well, no, it's not so much that. It is part of it, I think, but it's called freedom. And in the United States of America, we have freedom.
The other thing about it was it gave parents a way to explain themselves to their critics. Okay, so if you have a workshop on what about socialization, you can go to that, and then you can it will give you a way to respond wisely to maybe grandparents who may accuse, or maybe your neighbors who look at you askance, or whatever.
And you have the internet, the iPhone, online on Facebook, or do your blog or whatever. Well, there's no interpersonal sitting across the table from someone and having a cup of coffee, or going to a restaurant and sitting down and having that personal contact. There's a big difference.
That's
in
because the conversation you have with someone on Facebook can be totally false. And you won't even know it.
Well, the thing is, the scripture tells us, this is for coming to church, it says, do not forsake the assembling of yourselves. That is really important. And we've got the problem because we have the digital ability. This is just so much easier. You're missing something.